Dear viewers, welcome to the weekly news roundup on TTV. I'm your host, Najah Taha. Mohammed Val Mohammeddin, advisor to the Minister of Energy, announced that Mauritania is working on establishing gas-powered electricity plants with a total capacity of 600 megawatts, set to commence operations in 2027. This project aims to reduce electricity costs for businesses and citizens while bolstering the national economy. He also highlighted that the country's transition to clean energy, which now constitutes 48% of the energy mix, and its ambition to become a leading producer of green hydrogen. BP is planning to cut 4,700 internal positions, equivalent to 5% of its workforce, and over 3,000 contract jobs, according to CEO Murray Auchincloss in a statement to employees on Thursday. This move aligns with the London-based energy company's cost-cutting strategy. Auchincloss indicated that further efforts to reduce expenses will continue this year and beyond. The company has cancelled or suspended 30 projects since June, redirecting focus to those generating the highest returns. He emphasized that digitalization, including the integration of artificial intelligence across departments, is central to these plans. In an email to employees reviewed by Bloomberg, Auchincloss wrote, quote, "I understand the uncertainty this creates for anyone whose job may be at risk, as well as the potential impact on colleagues and teams. We have significant work ahead this year and the next, but we are making strong progress in positioning BP as a simpler, more focused, and higher value company." Over recent years, BP has lagged behind major oil competitors, with its valuation less than half of Shell's and lower than companies that were once significantly smaller. Investors are demanding a change, and Auchincloss is expected to announce a strategic shift back toward oil and gas in February. However, questions remain about the speed of this transition. The job cuts follow BP's recent decision to postpone its February strategy update and relocate it from New York to London, giving Auchincloss more time to recover from a medical procedure. The National Observatory for Women and Girls' Rights reported receiving a call from a woman in Ouadhibou about a case of child rights abuse involving her underage daughter. The girl's father had forcibly married her off without her or her mother's consent. As a result, the mother left the family home with her child in protest against what she described as an irresponsible act. Reports suggest the father arranged the marriage with a close merchant friend. The observatory's complaint unit reached out to all parties involved. The father justified his actions as being in the best interest of his daughter, claiming his right to arrange her marriage, while the husband insisted on maintaining the union. After extensive discussions, both sides refused any reconciliation. Faced with this situation, the complaints unit helped the mother file a legal petition and contacted a representative of the Ministry of Social Affairs through the observatory's regional representative. However, the response was that the mother had prior knowledge of the matter, with no concrete solutions offered. The mother explained that she initially remained silent in the face of her husband's threats, but later decided to travel to Ouadhibou to seek help from her family in freeing her daughter. Subsequently, the observatory's president traveled to Ouadhibou to directly address the case. Between January 8th and 11th, 2025, she met with all relevant parties, including the mother, the girl, her uncle, and other family members who joined the efforts once the observatory's involvement became known. Following extensive negotiations, a consensus was reached, paving the way for the young girl's divorce and restoration of her rights. The Spanish government has announced new measures to address the housing crisis, including a tax of up to 100% on properties purchased by residents from non-EU countries. Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez described this initiative as, quote, "unprecedented," aiming to tackle the country's housing emergency amid growing public outrage over soaring rental costs that have become unaffordable for many Spaniards. According to Sanchez, property prices in Europe have increased by 48% over the past decade. Speaking at an economic forum in Madrid, he warned that the West has, quote, "faces a critical challenge avoiding a society divided into two classes, wealthy property owners and impoverished tenants." Spain has long been a popular destination for many foreign buyers, particularly non-Europeans like Britons, Americans, and Moroccans who invest in properties in Ibiza, Marbella, and Barcelona. Official statistics reveal that non-European buyers acquired at least 27,000 properties in Spain in 2023, often for investment purposes rather than residence. Sanchez emphasized that we cannot allow this amid the housing shortage, adding that new measures prioritizes European citizens. It is worth noting that in recent years, Mauritanians have increasingly purchased properties in Spain, especially in the Canary Islands. The European Border and Coast Guard Agency Frontex reported on Tuesday a 38% drop in irregular migration into the EU in 2024, reaching its lowest level since 2021. However, the number of migrants crossing EU borders with Belarus and Russia surged by 192%, reaching approximately 17,000 individuals. Frontex attributed the overall decline in irregular migration, totaling over 239,000 individuals last year, to strengthened cooperation between the EU and international partners in combating smuggling networks. This figure marks the lowest level since 2021, a year still influenced by the COVID-19 pandemic's impact on migration flows. The agency noted that the primary drivers to this decrease was a 59% reduction in arrivals via the central Mediterranean route, linked to fewer departures from Tunisia and Libya. Migration through the Western Balkans also dropped by 78% thanks to robust regional efforts to curb flows. Mauritanian Minister of Commerce and Tourism Zeynab bint Ahmedna held discussions with John Ice, the Chargé d'Affaires at the U.S. Embassy in Nouakchott. The talks focused on enhancing American investments and interests in Mauritania, including leveraging the benefits of duty-free trade under the African Growth and Opportunity Act. According to a statement from the U.S. Embassy, the Chargé d'Affaires praised the ongoing dialogue and coordination with Mauritanian partners to strengthen diplomatic relations and trade cooperation. During his trial, former President Mohamed Ould Abdel Aziz accused certain entities of conspiring against him, describing his 3-year imprisonment as, quote, injustice and aggression driven by political and tribal motives serving personal interests. Ould Abdel Aziz leveled corruption accusations against parliamentary chairman Habib Ould Jah, alleging that he receives perks including 2 plots of land in Nouadhibou, employment for relatives, and 100 million ouguiyas from businessmen. He also accused Khalil Al-Taib, the chairman of a public board, of corruption and nepotism, claiming that a businessman bribed the Senate to derail constitutional amendments. He further accused Mohammed Ould Sheikhna of participating in a terrorist act in Naama, noting that his pardon came through a foreign president's intervention. Ould Abdel Aziz also criticized former Prime Minister Yahya Ould Waqf for bankrupting the state's gas company Somagas and purchasing spoiled rice. He accused Minister of Culture Limrabat Ould Ben Nahi and former Secretary of the Government Daha Ould Uthman of embezzlement. In his closing remarks, he commended Biram Dah Al Abeid and former Justice Minister Hamouda Ould Ramadan for not participating in the case. He concluded by asserting his decades-long service to the nation and expressing his disappointment in his current fate. End of the roundup. For more details, follow us on social media or visit our website ar.taqaddumi.mr.